live, everybody. Welcome back to the Diaspora channel. I'm Kayi Gabiam. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. If you are on this side, right here in London or in Europe, I'm doing very, very well. I hope you guys are doing great. If it's your first time here, kindly subscribe and make sure your notification bell is on so you don't miss out on my new uploads or each time I go live here. I promote Black-owned businesses on this platform. So if you're a business owner out there and you like your business to be featured on this platform, please email me at the Diaspora channel at Gmail. Excuse me, guys. Throat a bit dry, yeah, but we're gonna do this. Email me at the Diaspora channel at gmail.com, or simply if you are on Instagram, you can also send me a DM. That will be fine. For those of you that are interested in joining the French classes, also send me a message and I will explain everything you need to know about the days and the time and everything. And for those of you that support this platform, big shout out to all of you. I really, really appreciate your support. If you like as well to join me here to share what you are doing to inspire others, feel free to send me a message and we're going to sort that out. And like you guys know, there are so many people out there that want to relocate to Africa. Some of them, they just want to go there just to invest and just make the money. Yeah, but it's all down to who you know over there. And that will facilitate so many things for you guys. So some of the guests I have here, they are already on the continent and they are, they're always happy anyway to be here and share their experiences, the journey, and also give you some tips, some advice, to prepare you any day you decide, to go there, whether to relocate or to do business. So tonight, I'm so happy to have another special guest all the way from Burkina Faso. And his name is Mickey Couvertier. He's the founder of the CRC Biological Services. So he's out here, doing his thing. And the reason why Mickey is here is because the services he's offering out there is so needed in Africa. But I'm sure other people are going to learn as well about everything he's going to share with us tonight. So please make sure you share this live with someone so they can also come and learn what is going on the continent. Because, together we can definitely change so many things around. Bonjour et bonsoir, je suis Kayi Gabiam, j'espère que vous allez tous bien. Et comme vous le savez, beaucoup d'entre vous, j'utilise ma plateforme en fait pour mettre en avant les business Black-owned. Donc, si vous voulez aussi me joindre ici pour partager soit vos produits ou services avec nous, envoyez-moi seulement un mail sur The Diaspora Channel @gmail.com ou envoyez-moi un message sur Instagram. Et bien sûr, le live de ce soir est sponsorisé par Maison Mocha. On vend les vêtements, on vend les accessoires et les perruques aussi. Donc, visitez notre site www.maisonmocha.co.uk. Et ce qui est très important avec les lives comme ce live qu'on est en train de faire maintenant, c'est d'avoir les invités en fait qui sont déjà sur le continent, qui sont des entrepreneurs, qui partagent en fait leurs expériences en tant qu'entrepreneurs sur le continent avec nous. Et des fois, il y en a qui sont ici en Occident aussi. Donc, franchement, notre invité ce soir, il a quitté en fait les États-Unis pour le Burkina. Donc, il s'appelle Mickey Couvertier. Je crois, oui, ça c'est la meilleure prononciation. Donc, il est là ce soir pour nous dire en fait ce qui l'a motivé premièrement à quitter les États-Unis pour l'Afrique. Et il va nous parler aussi de son entreprise en fait qu'il a commencé en fait en 2011 et il a fondé sa propre société de gestion technologique des soins de santé qui s'appelle CRC Service Biomédical, qui est très vite devenue une société tiers populaire pour les clients qui exigent des services de modalités exclusives tels que les lasers chirurgicaux et cosmétiques laboratoires, systèmes de mammographie et bien d'autres. Donc, franchement, je suis très, très contente d'avoir ce monsieur vraiment intéressant avec nous ce soir. Il est père de 3 enfants, donc il va aussi nous dire en plus, bien sûr que lui, il a décidé en fait d'aller en Afrique, ce que son fils pense et comment tout se passe pour lui côté entreprise et puis côté, comment je vais dire même, le fait qu'il est là avec son fils en fait pour inspirer d'autres parents. Donc, je vais l'ajouter maintenant. Hey Mickey.
Hello, good evening, bonsoir.
Bonsoir mon frère, comment tu vas?
Ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Oh, je vais très, très bien. Je vais super bien. Franchement, je suis très, très contente de te voir ici avec nous ce soir. Et il y a des gens aussi qui sont dans le chat qui vont te poser pas mal de questions ce soir. Donc, j'espère que tu...
I understood about half of that. I'm sorry. It's my
Okay,
pleasure to be here.
no problem. It's so good to have you here. You know, you can say it's very smiley face right here. I'm so excited, you know, with everything I know you're going to share with us tonight. So many people can learn a lot. So, how is life over there in Burkina Faso?
Life is pretty good, it's Africa, so there are some struggles here.
Mhm.
But other than that, it's great out here. I love it.
Awesome. So good to have you with us, you know, this evening. For those who are coming across you for the very first time, tell us, who is Mickey Couvertier?
Well, first of all, I'm a father. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Army. I am a healthcare technology management professional. And I probably do a whole lot of other things that we can get into. But pretty much that's me. That's what I am right there.
Awesome. And we're going to hear about all those good stuff happening right there on the continent. That's why you are here, and I'm sure you're going to lay all out. But before we dive properly into that, you know, I would say, you know, things are going quite well for you in the States. So why did you decide, you know what, this year I want to do something different? I'm actually going to go to Africa and you know, see how I can use my skill and everything I got in me, you know, to help my people over there. Let me put it like that. So
So
what motivated you to make that move?
so it all comes down to being taught that you don't build a house on sand, right?
Mhm.
So you're familiar with Letitia Robb. She's the CEO of the Bow Foundation.
Mm.
So my experience in Burkina started right there. So she contacted me, letting me know that the Bow Foundation wanted to do some things in terms of medical equipment. They
Okay.
wanted to work with the Ministry of Health and whatnot to
Mm.
try to improve the healthcare technology
Wow.
industry out there. And she knew that I'm an expert in that area. So she
Mm.
just contacted me to see, if I was interested in maybe doing some training out here.
Okay.
If I was able to maybe get some donated equipment or anything.
Mm.
And I did a little research,
Right.
and going back to building the house on the sand, no matter what amount of aid or help or anything I could do,
Mm.
because there isn't a foundation as far as a healthcare technology management industry out here. I
Mm.
figured it was a great opportunity because I was about to my stateside business was about to go into a different level in terms of the business itself, the revenue, the amount of contracts that I had. And I was like, okay, so either I can continue going on the path that I'm going,
Right.
or I can go over there and see what I can do about it in terms of feeling like it was my duty as a healthcare technology management professional. You see
Right.
all the different places and areas where it was lacking. For example, in the United States, every hospital, like a 250 bed hospital, has about 300 infusion pumps. I haven't seen an infusion pump here, and that's something very basic that you might, that there's drips and everything, but something as basic as that. In the United States, one of the number one killers is hospital acquired infections. People
Right.
don't tend to think about that. And one of the ways that we deal with hospital acquired infections is through how we hand out infusion pumps. So just looking at little things like this, knowing that just implementing processes that I'm familiar with, knowing that I'm an expert and that I would be able to, not even go deep into my expertise, but just doing basic things that I had done in other places. And I just knew that I would be effective out here because of the areas that were being ignored or neglected by outside aid, USA. Everybody throws money at Africa, but they don't actually throw it in the right direction. And even if they throw it in the right direction, they don't go the management step. You can't just give money to people who do not have an industry at all and tell them, here's some money for that industry. And it's like, okay, well, are we doing it right? I don't know. Here's some more money. So I didn't want to be one of those people. So I decided to come out here and actually grind and do it from the ground up.
Awesome, awesome. And that's exactly how we supposed to plan and do things to actually bring the change we want to see on the continent. Because it's one thing for someone sitting somewhere, not even knowing, not having a clue about what people that are actually on the ground need, and then they just throw whatever, and then that's it. But it's actually very, very important to know what is happening and what exactly the needs of what are the needs of the people, and then accordingly you do what you can do, you offer what you can offer. So I'm sure definitely what your services you're offering there, that I'm going to go deeper into that. I would love you to tell us exactly like the different the services you guys provide.
So healthcare technology management really begins with the FDA in the United States. So I'm going to give you my experience as an American. In the United States, well, first of all, the field began in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War.
Okay.
So with when you're in the middle of a war, I'll wait till she returns. Hello, everybody.
Mickey, you good? You good?
Okay, here she comes.
You good? You good? Go ahead.
So
Even if you don't say
I
it,
paused.
you good.
I paused to make sure you were hearing. So when a lot of innovation in healthcare, we everybody is aware that during war you have innovations in terms of weaponry, but every innovation, every major innovation in terms of healthcare has occurred during a time of war. So during the Vietnam War, the doctors and some nurses and whatnot began to form like little teams that would service the medical equipment. So throughout that service, eventually the Army was like, okay, let's just create a separate profession where this is all you actually do. So that was around the 70s, and then around the 80s, you know, Ralph Nader and like different consumer advocates started coming out, speaking out against, for example, not only medication, but healthcare devices that were being introduced into the market at the time. And that was around the same time that the FDA was, you know, writing its regulations and everything. So the field came around at that same time. Fast forward all these years, and healthcare technology management professionals are essentially the backbone of quality healthcare delivery. So, and I say that because, yeah, you have healthcare everywhere, but where you have quality healthcare, you have a solid backbone based in healthcare technology management, and you have solid healthcare technology management professionals. So what we do and who we are, we're everywhere from the FDA to, you know, the largest corporations in the world, which are like GE Healthcare, Philips, Siemens. You know, they all manufacture medical devices. And then at the hospital level, you know, you have the technicians that not only repair and maintain the equipment, but they also, you know, we also train nurses. You know, if we realize that some of the equipment is being damaged because it's being used improperly, you know, nurses have many years of training on other things. So using a device, you know, especially if there's, you know, different brands throughout the hospital, may become difficult for somebody who's an expert in something else. So, you know, we help with that as well. We give in-service training. We do, we're very instrumental, you know, I've already mentioned in terms of infection control, whereas we give our recommendations and we're consulted, and we keep track of how equipment is collected after it's used on a patient, how it's cleaned or sanitized after it's used on a patient, and then placed back into circulation, for example. Something as simple as that comes down to healthcare technology management. You know, there's what we call the environment of care, which is really the environment of care committee is what really runs a well-run hospital. That's a group of experts in different departments like infection control, quality assurance, clinical engineering, which is a department where healthcare technology management professionals tend to work. And in that group, you know, you advise the people who run the hospital on safety, on cleanliness, and things like that. So, you know, in terms of bringing that to Africa, the way that I have to do it is offering the standard first of all. So, you know, when I present myself and my company to our customers, I'm not just some, you know, there's a ton of healthcare tech or biomed companies here in Burkina. You know, everybody's trying to sell medical equipment, medical supplies. So, you know, when you walk through the door, what sets you apart from all these other guys that are selling us equipment from Alibaba that, you know, costs the same as American equipment? Nobody seems to know that here, but they're getting the equipment from places like Alibaba, India, and China that don't have any type of standards insofar as that equipment, or if they do, they don't apply those standards when they're selling their equipment to Africans. So what sets you apart from all these people? So, you know, I always have to let them know that the reason I'm here is to see that those standards are in place and enforced. So, you know, I'm going to make money doing it, but I shouldn't be able to make money doing it. So the reason I'm going to make money doing it is because everybody else is neglecting it and has left this big old hole for me to fill. So that's what I'm here to do.
Thanks so much for going into more details about what you're doing and why you're doing it. Because I'm, definitely to anyone right now here in the chat, we know what is happening in Africa. So many people that don't look like me and you are there doing their thing, making money. So, uh, prior to you going there, there are businesses already well established before you arrived. So how was it like, when it comes to like put it like a competition? Because basically you are out there, working, making, money for yourself, but at the same time, looking out or watching out for anyone out there that, is misbehaving. Let me put it like that.
So to be completely honest,
Yeah.
the best way for me to sell myself is
Mhm,
going in and doing things not for free,
mhm,
just if it's at no cost to me, if it's based on me going in and knowing something, I go
mhm.
in there and show them that I know. And that is the easiest way. How do you show somebody what you know? Show them what you know. And that is the best way to sell my company. And that they don't get that out here. You know, to give you one example, I was already working with the CEO of a hospital. He was already convinced about my qualifications and
Hmm,
whatnot.
hmm,
And we got into, not he and I, but I'll throw it out there. Siemens was refusing to give this hospital the service key, which would allow a technician
hmm,
to service this equipment. And it's a mammography unit. And in the United States, you have the Mammography Quality Standards Act, which is a very high standard for
hmm.
mammography units. So they're not even allowing us into the system. And in the United States, Siemens is bound to the FDA. Siemens is a German company. So in Germany, they're bound to the FDA. In China, they're bound to the FDA. Wherever they operate in the world, they're
Mm,
bound to FDA regulations, but they come to Africa
they do.
and they
Wow.
and they don't want to follow these regulations. So they
Wow.
started getting mad at me because I was requesting access to the service software. They wouldn't give it to us. Just the way that they treated me, the responses that they gave me. The guy
Hmm,
started sending emails, and I send emails.
hmm,
So so you don't want to respond to one of my emails. I'm really you know trying to put them on the hook. I know what I'm doing. The guy started email. I CC'd everybody in this email, including the commissioner of the FDA,
right.
which is, usually they see my emails and they just observe. So he responds saying, I'm gonna call the Minister of Health and tell him that you're not qualified or authorized
Oh, wow.
to work on any Siemens equipment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Based on.
I read the email and I was like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Before I say anything,
Hmm,
I took my stack of certificates
hmm,
and I sat in the CEO of the hospital's room and I said, I want you to read these. And he
hmm,
was like, no, you don't have to convince me. And I go, no, 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 no. This isn't about convincing you. This is about me not relying on trust. I don't
hmm,
like to rely on trust. I want you to know exactly who I am. So
hmm,
sit down and evaluate these certificates. So I had him sit down and read every one of my certificates.
hmm,
And then I was like, okay, the reason I wanted you to read these is because of this email. And I showed him the email. And then I told him how I was going to respond. And his jaw just dropped. He was like, but you have all, and he's saying all this. And I'm like, that's exactly
hmm,
my point. I know exactly what I'm doing.
hmm,
So, the companies that are doing it the other way, in terms of competition,
hmm.
that's a very strong word when you consider, and I'm not saying it to brag. I just have a
Hmm.
lot of experience. I have a lot of training, and I know what
Right.
I'm doing. So just because you have a company saying you do what I do, you don't necessarily do what I do. So, you know, I know how to set myself apart from the competition very easily, very easily. Just being honest, and I'm already, you know.
Well, keep it up, keep it up. And we need more people like yourself over there, because so many people, when they are there, they feel like they can do whatever and no one is going to hold them accountable. Because, to start with, sometime we don't even know that, they are not even following the regulation once it come to what to do, what not to do. So they get away with so many things, but we know that, we are brothers and sisters keepers. So if something is wrong, obviously we're going to say something about it, and then people know that, okay, there are eyes on us, then we better do the right thing. So it's very, very important to anyone right now listening to, watching, or that watch this later. That's why it's so important to connect, with the right people on the continent, because they are already there, they know what is going on. So whatever field you're in, if there is an opportunity, they can reach out to you. If not for Queen L, Letitia, I'm gonna bring her right now, right here with us. If not for her, I'm sure Mickey will still be out there doing his thing. Life is okay, family is good, but it's not going to actually, help the people in Burkina Faso and later in different African countries. So wherever you are, that's why it's so important. Connect heavy, connect heavy. I won't say that enough. So we have, meetings that happen once every month. So if you are interested to join in next time, just email me or send me a DM, and I can see Queen L here. So let me see if she can hear me, and I will be adding her. If you have any question for our guest, make sure you put it in the chat, please. Hey,
Hey,
Queen. Hi.
hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Très bien. Ça va très
Fantastique. C'est très, très bien de t'avoir ici. Et, back to what I was saying, first of all, I would like to thank you, for letting Mickey know what is happening, what is needed over there in Burkina Faso for him, to come and do what he's doing now. I'm sure, like, whatever the services he's offering is gonna be so, so good, like, for the people, because he's not in it only for the money, but he knows he's doing it as well for his own people. So thanks so, so much for doing that. But for the people that don't know in the chat, please tell them a little bit about yourself and, what you are doing over there, both in Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast now.
well. Thank you for having me again on this
You're welcome.
awesome platform. I want to just really quickly, before I forget, say what I want to say about Mickey. Mickey, the opportunities in Africa are unlimited, and the organic way that he got here, just through conversation of what I was doing by my passion, clearly biomed is his passion. Clearly, healthcare technology management is his passion. So, sending over a donated item, just and not to worry about who's going to take care of it. He went and looked into that on his own. He wanted to make sure that if he were just to donate something, just for my simple call to a friend in the United States that does what they do. So just want to say that people who come to Africa, like myself and Mickey, are people who see opportunity and are passionate about what they do, and are looking to make a change. But I'm Queen L, real name Letitia Robb, and I am right now the CEO of the Bow Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization operating out of several countries, mainly right now in Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. I'm also into real estate and other things, but right now I am also helping support One Africa Biomedical Services, which is Mickey's company, because I understand that healthcare technology management is vital to the continent, especially the infant mortality rate, just standards would save so many lives. And if you're passionate about what you do, you can tell by your actions. You don't have to make a speech. You can just do things, and there, and he's doing things, and I'm here and I'm doing things. So that's that.
Great. And anyone out there, I'm sure like some people they really want to go to Africa, even if they are not going to stay to invest. But again, they want to, connect to the right people that can guide them properly. So don't just be in your own corner and try to figure things out. Make sure you connect with the right people. All these informations, we share here on this platform every week. You can contact any guest here to know if you are also in healthcare setting, what is going on, what can I do, how do you start, for example, Mickey, your business, what is the process, things like that. So you gather so many information, like lots of information before even you book that flight ticket. You're well organized, you are in contact with the right people, so it just make everything easier and straightforward, because we have lots of work to do. So we can't just relax and be acting crazy out here, but we have to be serious and connect with the right people. But Mickey, I'm sure apart from what you're doing right now, I know something is happening as well that I don't want to go into too much detail, but I would love you to share that with the viewers, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, I don't, because I'm not very good with clues.
Okay, I'll help you. The HAG. Can you talk about the
Ah,
association?
Hemp
For people to
Association
know
of
what's
Ghana.
going on. Yeah.
So, my I have some involvement and communication with the Hemp Association of Ghana. I'm waiting to be contacted. They inquired about consulting and so far as testing
Mickey,
facility.
slow down. What are they all about? We need to know that first.
Sorry. So the Hemp Association of Ghana
Hmm.
is a group that was advocating for the legalization of hemp
Okay.
in Ghana.
Right.
And I believe the law passed sometime last year in the beginning of 2020.
Okay.
And since then, so you have laws and then you have regulations. So they
Hmm.
passed the law, they legalized it, but now they're in the process of having the regulations approved. So at this stage,
Hmm.
HAG is working to craft or help craft those regulations. But then, of course, they're also working to have a presence in the industry
Okay.
once it is legal. So that's who they are. And in terms of my involvement with HAG,
Hmm.
I'm an expert on cannabis, chemistry, and like the composition of cannabis and whatnot, extracts, and I've even written a case study, a scientific study, a case study based on the presence of piperonal butoxide in CBD products, and
Hmm.
got that substance banned in Washington D.C.
Hmm.
Through doing reports and whatnot. So that they know all of that, and because of all of that, they kind of have me in the pocket as a consultant.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good. This question is from Letitia. Do you want to add something?
Yes, I just want to add this.
Okay.
You're talking to a friend of mine since childhood, since 5 years old.
Wow.
This is somebody that I've known and grew up with, learned with. He's a wealth of knowledge, a super well-rounded individual. We wouldn't get through, a 1% of his personality in this live. So
Wow. I know.
to say that this is someone who I really know, and we're similar people because we come from a similar place, and back to our roots, which is West Africa. We're both West African, so it
Wow.
just makes a well-rounded situation. But stay in touch with that, up with him, because even in being involved with the Hemp Association of Ghana, you guys have seen what's happened with, hemp and then other things involving cannabis in the United States. So imagine when the United States of Africa get it, and everybody starts to model behind, of what's happening, just like Colorado did its thing, made all this money, and then the rest of the states started like, hey, so we're kind of in front of, and I think that any of the diaspora comes to back to Africa should get involved in things that have to do in healthcare, technology management, and hemp are two of the major things.
Absolutely. And we have one question on the screen now from St. James. Are you in touch with Professor Shalman, the Minister of Health? Maybe, probably of Burkina Faso. I don't know, but that was in the chat.
Yeah, that's the current Minister of Health here, and I've had extensive communication with the Ministry of Health.
Wow.
Basically, every single person under him, I've been in extensive communication with, and my main customer right now is one of is the only public hospital that's independent. So that's kind of like how we're trying to get in front of the Ministry of Health or the Minister of Health himself to kind of implement more of our programs throughout the public health system. So yes, that was the initial that was a primary goal coming out here from the jump. So
Awesome. That's great. And it's just a suggestion, I think, from Mr. Untouchable. I think Dr. Hannett. I don't know if you know Dr. Hannett. She's also on YouTube. I can send you the link later. Also, would also assist him well with his videos as well. Yeah. So I don't know if you know her, but I can send you the link later. I would like to refer him, back again to Dr. Hannett. I think that she can assist him. Yeah. So I think, it's just a continuation of what he was saying earlier. So if you don't know her, then definitely I'll send the link later after the show. But where can people find you, Mickey?
you can find my oneafricabiomedical.com website. I just said it, www.oneafricabiomedical.com.
It's also in the description box, guys. The website is in the description box.
I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
searchable on LinkedIn. I'm searchable on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as Un Boricua en Africa.
Okay.
And what else do we got? I think that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Okay. Great. So for the parents out there that might want one day to relocate to Africa, I know you're over there with your son. Any advice for them?
For people trying to come to Africa,
Yeah, that have, a child or children.
Oh, well, you want to make sure that you are equipped to
Mhm.
homeschool your child.
Okay.
Or if you know it's just better than trying to find a school for language speaking children. You're
Wow.
gonna pay a lot of money if you're not just gonna homeschool your child. So I think
Hmm.
here that, correct me if I'm wrong, Letitia, but I checked the other day and I think it was like 10,000 a year or something like that.
Wow.
Um,
And I'm
between about six, but I heard six, but I guess for Michelangelo's level, yeah. So when you get to
high
for
school.
yeah, when you get to high school and the higher grades, it goes up. But yeah, it's pretty expensive in Burkina for school. Here in Cote d'Ivoire, it's reasonable, you know. Yeah.
Okay, that's for parents out there. So
Yeah.
another question from St. James. What is your perception about Burkina Faso?
I mean, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna just be honest. That
Mhm.
question sounds like a trap.
Oh,
It's not very descriptive at all. What is your perception about Burkina Faso? Be more specific.
and, and
I,
Vicky, you are quite fresh over there as well, isn't it? So yes, and James, I'm sure you're still in the chat. We want you to be a little bit more specific. Yeah. Let's
question
do
me.
like that. Guys, kindly thumbs up the stream, yeah? And don't forget to share as well. We need this information to reach so many people out there. So kindly share the stream and give it a thumbs up. Yeah, go ahead, Mickey.
So, I have a question. What's the nightlife like in Burkina? Because I couldn't really answer that question because I'm not really, I don't go out that much. I don't go out. So I want to know, from your perspective, what's the night scene like? What's possible, for picking
You
guys?
know, the best way I can put it is if you have 80 to $100 in your pocket,
Hmm.
you better create that nightlife. Like where,
Oh, sorry,
where,
I missed that.
I mean, whatever club you
How
go
much? How
to,
much?
if you have 80 to $100, and I'm talking in the conversion. So we're saying like 40,000 to 50, 60,000 CFA, you're gonna be good. Wherever you go at a nightclub, if you want to have fun, no matter how dead it is. If you have that much money, you're going to bring life to the club. So, whenever I've
Okay.
gone out, I know clubs where, I've already learned where I'll go, spend a few dollars and a couple of people make a few phone calls and then, the club is full. So it just depends on you really, like what kind of fun you like to have.
Okay.
I'm not the type of person to have the normal kind of fun that guys out here like to have. So
We want be more specific. We want to know, well, what's normally nightlife over there in Burkina Faso. So next time
I
when
mean,
you're in
if
Burkina,
if
we go,
if you
give us
come
some
if
tips
a
now.
guy, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If a
Uh-huh.
guy comes to Burkina Faso
Mm-hmm.
and he meets other guys, all he's gonna find is prostitution,
Oh.
because that's what you're introduced to. That's what they
Mm.
expect Americans to want,
Wow.
and it's like, bro, like I don't I don't I don't need that. You know what I
Don't need
mean?
that.
So it was and then I used to go out, in big cities like Chicago and DC and whatnot. So I
Wow.
have a slightly different attitude and behavior than most people. So then I'll have a great nightlife wherever I go. So
Okay.
but
Good. So yeah, sometimes say, is in terms of your services. St. James, when he was asking, what is your perception about Burkina Faso, he said in terms of your services over there.
They need my services. They're as far as my interactions, everybody's happy to have my services. I mean, honestly, the best thing about me as a biomed is I give information.
Okay.
So, people at high levels, even within the hospital, let alone within the government, have no idea how an MRI works. So when the MRI breaks and somebody comes and tells them it's going to be $30,000 to fix your MRI, and you can't explain to them why, or you don't want to because you don't think they're smart enough to get it, that bothers people. So, I'm the type of person that if I'm speaking to somebody, I'm going to immediately gauge their level of intelligence and how to communicate with them. So I believe that whatever I'm an expert in, I should be able to communicate that to anybody with any level of intelligence, or I'm simply not an expert. So in terms of my services, I'm an expert. So whoever I have an interaction with out here will either benefit or want to stop me from doing something. That's the best way to look at it.
Great. Letitia, do you
Yes.
have anything you like to add? We will be rounding up very, very soon. So if you have anything you like to share with us before we end the live, that would be great.
I would say in regards to, the perspective of this company, I see it, and other people besides Mickey see it as a continental framework. Like it has the potential to do some amazing things. So from that perspective, Burkina is going to be the launch pad of something that is, historical, and it will shine light and help bring more attention, more people going to be coming to Mickey school, learning how to be a biomed from him, because he ain't going to be able to do the whole continent, but he could teach a whole bunch of people, so, I did, and I'm happy that he's willing to put the work in. We're both veterans, so I think, I don't know if being military and militant have anything to do with it, but here we are, building what we need, and getting our troops one by one. So I'm just grateful that he came along willingly and self-motivated, and we're working together. We're family over here.
Awesome. That's what I love to hear. Family, let's work together. No one is going to come and sort things out for us, but it's down to us to find ways, to connect with the right people and work together and change things on the continent. So thanks everyone for joining. All the links, everything you need. If you want to connect to, with Mickey, I put everything in the description box. So make sure, you check his website out and connect with him. That's the aim of this type of live stream. So you can know exactly who is doing what, and when you need that help, you know who to reach out to. So as simple as that. And thank you all guys for joining in tonight. Et comme on l'a bien dit au départ, ça c'est un frère et ça c'est une sœur très, très, très chère pour moi. Et franchement, c'est la famille comme ça, parce que quand elle a su qu'il y a cette opportunité, elle a dit, wow, il faut que j'appelle Mickey. Et elle a appelé comme ça Mickey aussi. Il s'est bien préparé et maintenant, il est au Burkina, fait ce qu'il fait tellement bien. Et là, c'est ensemble qu'on va changer les choses sur le continent. C'est pas une seule personne ou deux personnes, mais c'est ensemble. Donc, où que vous soyez, il faut faire l'effort de vous connecter avec les personnes qu'il faut. Enfin, ensemble, on change les choses sur le continent. Donc, j'ai déjà mis son site dans la boîte de description et autre chose dont vous en aurez besoin si vous voulez le contacter, bien sûr. Et that's all. Mickey, down to you. You are the guest of the day. So if you have anything, any last word for the viewers before we end the live, go ahead and yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you for having me. It's been great. I'm very happy to be out here. And anybody who's, you know, I'm not gonna say it's for everybody, but if you've thought about it a lot, stop thinking about it and do it, and do something that'll prevent you from changing your mind. Like buy the tickets. Buy the tickets and just leave. Let me say what sorry, I have to say this.
It's okay.
I am a firm believer that if you are Black, you need to come back to Africa, because one of two things is going to happen. Either you're going to miss out or you're going to be a part of it. Over the next 10 to 20 years, Africa is going to have exponential growth. We're already in 2021 in the rest of the world, and there's nothing but potential here in Africa. So stop using there's terrorism. I'm not gonna lie, there's terrorism, there's instability, there's all kinds of stuff that we can point our fingers at. But I lived in Chicago and I've slept on the streets of Washington, D.C. So you cannot tell me that there aren't issues in the United States. And when you're in the United States, you have no choice but to deal with those issues. So make the decision to change the issues that you're dealing with and come to Africa if you have something to bring. Again, if you have something to bring, don't be one of those people that's missing something in their soul and think you're going to come to Africa and fill that void, because all you're going to be is a user. You're going to be a drag on somebody. Somebody's going to have to take care of you. Somebody's going to have to clean up after you. Somebody's going to have to pack your bags and send you back home. So don't be one of those people. If you have something to bring to Africa and you see the potential in Africa and you believe, for example, that some of the greatest leaders in the 20th century, some of the greatest speakers, some of the most intelligent speakers have been from Africa, and you see that something has been taken from Africa that needs to be placed back, come here and help us do it. Otherwise, stay home, American. Or but everybody else, definitely. I think there's just a lot of potential here. We need to show people that Africa is self-sustainable if we bring that intellectual property into Africa and if we do it as Africans. So
100%. Thanks so much, Mickey. I wish you all the best, and thanks for sharing your story with us. I'm sure this is going to inspire other people that are out there thinking, oh, can I do it? Is it possible? Is it doable? Well, if Queen L can pack her bags, but of course, prepare things, put things in place before moving. And then Mickey, it just shows that you can also do it. Just make sure, you connect heavy. That's something that enough. And do your research before making the move. So thanks everyone for joining tonight. Kindly share this live. And if you are doing something inspiring out there and you like to also join me here live and share to inspire others, just email me and you will be able to share your inspiring story as well. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and good night. So for my friends, donc merci pour tout, merci à vous tous, Merci de nous avoir suivis ce soir. J'espère que vous avez aimé le live de ce soir. Et si c'est le cas, partagez avec la famille et les amis. Et n'oubliez pas de vous abonner. Si vous voulez faire des commandes sur notre site, visitez www.maisonmoka.co.uk. Vous pouvez le voir, non? C'est très joli. Donc, vous pouvez commander ça sur notre site. And bonne nuit à tous et à très, très bientôt. Bye, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Good night.